Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Steins Gate, the visual novel. At this point, we were discussing possibly turning Rukiko, or Lukiko, whatever, I can't remember how to say it, back into, or not back, but into a girl. And we were discussing the kind of unfeasible sounding idea of sending her a text message.
いかにも野菜をもっとたくさん食べろという内容でな。
Also, apparently eating vegetables makes a girl. Kind of. Lukiko, who doesn't know what dmails are, and Mayuri, who's just a little dumb, tilt their heads in confusion at the same time.
やってみる価値はあると思わないか？
それは
今さら偽善で取り繕おうとするなよ、クリスティーナ。俺は知っているぞ。お前がマッドサイエンティストの素質を持つ実験大好きっ子だということ。
誰が実験大好きっ子だ？
違うのか？
違わないけれども。
That settles it.
ちょい待ち。それでもし実験が成功したらどうするん？
どうするとは？
だってルカシの性別がマジで変わっちゃうってことじゃん。
それがルカ子の望みだろ？
いやそうだけど、もし性別が変わったらルカシが生きてきた16年間の歴史が改変されるんじゃねってこと。それについて誰が責任取るん？
それは
責任は僕が。
Lukiko raises his hands timidly.
マジで言ってる？
よくわからないんですけど、その方法を使えば女の子になれるかもしれないんですよね。だったら試してみたいです。どうかお願いします。
Oh my gosh, could you talk any slower? He bows his head to me.
マユリ、お前の意見は？
ルカ君が女の子になっちゃったらね、今度からはルカちゃんって呼ばないとダメだね。ルカちゃんはマユシーのコス来てくれる？それとこれとは話が。
At any rate, it doesn't look like Mayuri has any objections.
決まりだな。ならばルカ子よ、お前をラボメンナンバー006に命じる。電話レンジカッコ仮は我がラボの最重要機密事項だ。それを使う以上、お前はラボメンとならなければならない。
You're really bad about letting people who aren't lab members know about the phone wave.
All right, forswear your life among the mundanes and consent to become our newest lab member 006.
Yes!
Now, let us begin without delay.
僕、このラボのメンバーにずっとなりたいって思っていたんです。そうだったの？言ってくれればよかったのに。言い出す勇気がなくて。それに僕、さっきも言ったんですけど、機械のことさっぱりわからないですし。そんなこと気にしなくていいんだよ。だってね、マユシーもさっぱりだもん。
That's not something to be proud of, Mayuri.
では、ルカ子は今この時よりラボメンとなる。異論のある者はいないな。
はーい。
Kurushi raises her hand.
私、ラボメンナンバー004を返上したいので、代わりに漆原さんを004にしてあげて。
却下だ。他には？
はあ。
Mayuri and Daru ask, what happened to 005? But I ignore them. Moeka will always be 005 in my heart. No other objections emerge. All members are in favor.
では、 ルカ子はラボ面ナンバー006となる。以後ラボに忠誠を誓い、ラボの発展のために全力を尽くせ。
はい。とっても嬉しいです。
さて、ということで早速実験を。
Wait. I suddenly realized something that makes me smack my forehead in dismay.
しまっ
Ow!
た。ルカ子は今16歳だった
Ow,
な。
my head hurts.
はい。
つまり1993年生まれ。
そうだよ。マユシーと同い年なのです。それがどうしたの？
In order to tell Lukiko's mother to eat a lot of vegetables, we need to send a dmail to 10 months before Lukiko was born. Meaning, we have to send it to 1992.
携帯が日本で普及し始めたのはいつだ？
Looks like Kurusu and Daru figured it out. Not really till like 1995 or later, really.
96 年
1996?
ぐらいっ
Yeah.
ぽい。メール機能が実装されるのはさらに遅いかも。
つまりルカ子の生まれた年の時点では携帯は一般化されてないということ。ルカ子の母親も持っていない可能性がある。もしそうならメールを受け取ってもらう手段が存在しないではないか。
ああ、そっか。ダメなんですか？
Lukiko's face darkens. I fold my arms in thought. Some way to receive the email. In an era when cell phones weren't yet widespread.
こうなったら毒電波を飛ばせるよう改造すると
Crazy
か。
waves, some crazy waves turn him into crazy vegetable people.
何よ、毒電波って。
Rukiko's mother might not have had a cell phone in the early 90s when she was pregnant with him.
Wait, you mean he won't be able to send an email? Oh no.
We could tweak the phone wave to do mind control.
Yeah, I see you using that power for good, harem boy.
Oh, yeah. I can totally picture it. Ferris at my command.
ちょっとヤバい人たちだけがユンユンと受信できるんだ。電波っつうか、電波？特に春先によく見られる。
毒されてるのはあんたの脳みそだろ。
いいよ、もっと罵ってくれて OK だよ。
だったら手紙をタイムカプセルに入れて埋めるっていうの
That
は。
only works going forward.
それじゃあ過去じゃなくて未来に行っちゃうわ。
そっか。
こうなったらあれだ。ルカシが雷に打たれるとか、それで性別転換。古臭いコミックとかアニメで手垢がついてそうだけど。
That sounds too dangerous.
D メールを使わなきゃ実験の意味ないでしょ。脱線しないで。
じゃあクリスちゃんのナイスアイデアにマヨシーは期待です。
私はそうね、高速を事情倍ほど上回るロケットを開発すれば、あまり
This
の
is
速さに
sounding
時間が
increasingly
逆行して。
unrealistic the more you speak about it.
自分だって電話レンジのこと念頭に置いてないじゃんか。
しかもこの天才少女め、今自ら相対性理論を否定したぞ。
単なる冗談でしょ。本気にしないで。
I'm sure it was.
まったくどいつもこいつも使えないな。
だったら自称 IQ170 の灰色の脳細胞、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法王院さん、代案をどうぞ。
As you should, as you should.
ふむ、頭の片隅でひらめきつつあるぞ。
ひらめけの精神だな。
This sensation, yes, my natural mad scientist inspiration is about to explode.
思いついた。
All eyes focus on me. With a broad grin, I proclaim.
携帯がなければポケベルに送ればいいじゃない。
Ooh. Now there's an idea, kind of. Because around this time, pages did exist. And they were used. About 22 hours had passed since I made my mind-blowingly awesome proclamation.
こんにちは。
Luca enters the lab shyly, just as he did yesterday. He gives me a bashful smile when our eyes meet.
お母さん、ポケベルを持ってました。ああ、よかったね、ルカ君。
So, I guess we could kinda do this.
これで前に進めるわね。
ルカシ女の子バージョンか。燃えるの確定。
Mayuri, Kurisu, and Dario are already on standby. Sending a dmail to a pager? Yesterday, we argued about whether it's even possible. Eventually, we settled on probably. Data is data, after all. The rest depends on the pager radio wave stations 8 years ago, but it should be fine as long as our data gets through safely. We already Googled how to send data to a pager. For the pagers back then, you would first enter the other person's pager number, then, if in the Kanto region, enter *2 *2. After that, you would enter the numbers to send. That's how it worked, apparently. Pagers in 1992 could still only send numbers. Phone display functions were also yet to be implemented, so your number was hidden from the other person by default. So, wouldn't that kind of make it hard to send someone a text message? A few years after that, pagers started to implement Japanese character displays, enabling functionality similar to that of email. Therefore, the dmail Lukako's about to send, it's technically not a mail though, has to be sent in numerical form. Naturally, I have a conversion table for that on hand. You can find information even from 18 years ago if you just Google it. I was pretty worried by the lack of information on pagers at first, but that's my little secret. Now,
漆原さん、あとは過去のお母さんに向けての文章を
I'll save my opinion for a little bit later. It'll make sense.
僕がですか？
自分の夢を叶えたいなら自分自身で道を切り開くがいい。俺、
わかりました。
dang it. We explained to Lukako the function of the phone wave, name subject to change. The numbers we're sending are 1-byte characters, so we can send 36 of them. The pager's number-to-letter conversion system uses 2 numbers to correspond to 1 Japanese character. Furthermore, since you first need to input *2 *2, that means you can only send 16 hiragana characters. Lukako, understanding everything, takes out a notebook to begin writing drafts for the pager message. I show Lukako the site I found. It reads pager number and letter conversion. Pager typing is commonly known as two-touch typing, or pager input. It's somewhat different from cell phone input. You choose the consonant and then input the vowel. The consonants are A, K, S, T, N, H, M, Y, R, W. And I believe, because they're capitalizing them, I believe these are English characters. The vowels are A, I, U, E, O. Basically, to input K-E, you press 2 to input the consonant K, then you press 4 for the vowel E.
結構めんどいな。僕はてっきり831831831って打てばいいんだとばかり思っていたよ。
And what does that
どう
translate
して
to?
831なの
831で野菜じゃん上皇。野菜ってのルカシのお母様の頭にすり込めばいいのかと。
So this is where I have a slight problem with this. Now maybe in a day where pagers were more common, sending text through the form of letters was a common thing. I don't really know if that was a common thing or not. I know pagers were commonly used to... They were used kind of like a middleman between a cell phone and a house phone, kind of. Basically, if you were getting a call, it would send, or you could send numbers to other people's pagers, which would then let you know, call that number because they want to talk to you. That's how pagers generally worked. I don't know if it was ever used in this way where they tried to send text messages, kind of, where they send them in number form and then you have to convert them. So that was my main problem with this bit. It seems a little far-fetched to me, but if it was the common thing at the time, then so be it. You know, more power to you. Now, on this note, sending veggies from an unknown number would be kind of creepy. If I got a text message from somebody I didn't know that just said veggies, I might not eat vegetables. I'm just saying, I might be worried that like someone tried to poison me or like there's some like weird spam going on. I wouldn't think I need to eat vegetables.
そんなメッセージではいたずら扱いされるだけだ。
だったら29292929っていう
一応聞いてやるが、どういう意味だ？
肉
Don't you want her to not eat
肉好き
meat?
にさせてどうする？
You want her to not eat meat? What is this? I just got a text message. From Ferris. So we haven't talked to Ferris in a while. Signs of increasing misfortune. Oh no, he escaped, Nya! If we don't find him and kill him, misfortune will fall upon Akiba, Nya! His name is the end of tutorial. He's small and nimble, and he cries, Choo choo, Nya! Come here quick, Ferris needs your help, Nya! I almost don't want to know who he is. I can help, but it won't be cheap.
違うよ。それだけ肉って連呼されたらね、逆に
That
お
seems
肉
highly
が
unreliable,
嫌にな
Mayuri.
って野菜を食べようって気になるかもしれないよ。
あるわねえよ。
Lukako completes his composition while we speak her nonsense.
こういう内容でどうでしょうか。母さん野菜をたくさん食べてね。
That would be kind of creepy if you
その
didn't
まますぎじゃね？
like she wouldn't be used to being called mom if that's her child.
冒頭の母さんは不要だろう。
Exactly. They'd be like, why is this person calling me mom?
じゃあ野菜をたく
I
さ
don't
ん
believe
食
you have
べ
enough
ると
characters to write all
女
that.
の子を埋めます。
ひねりすぎるのもね。それに文字数オーバーしてるわよ。
野菜食べると元気な子を埋める。
I suppose that could have worked, though once again I would still kind of pass it off as a prank.
ちょい待ち。この変換表によると濁点も数字2個で表現しないとダメっぽい。その文章だと半角4文字オーバーする。
See, this just sounds more and more like people wouldn't see this number and wouldn't automatically convert it in their head to like a text message.
ならば少し改変だ。野菜食うと元気な子を埋めるでどうだ？
Monkey wrench. Conversion's burning through more numbers than I thought it would.
Huh?
Looks like we can only transmit enough numbers for 24 characters at a time, which means we're 4 over the limit.
Fine. Observe. Turning it into numbers, we get... Are you ready to send your dmail, Ruka?
Yes.
You're positive this is a good idea, huh?
It's perfectly safe.
言い方が下品じゃない？相手は漆原さんのお母さんでしょ？
Would she even understand to convert any of this into actual readable text?
ならば代案を出してもらおうか。
Kurisu shrugs her shoulders and says no more. Then it's settled.
じゃあ早速打ってみようよ。
When sending to a pager, the number-encoded message is handled like a telephone number, so we enter the input into the X68000. *2 *2 8131122313452 404032251250213749 The long, random-looking string of numbers is complete, and that's...
よし、 準備万
That's
端
what I
OK
would
だ。
think would happen if you received a long random looking string of numbers. Is you wouldn't think, I need to convert this. You would think, who the heck is sending me long random strings of numbers? Now, we just activate the phone wave, name subject to change, and have Lukako call. The microwave's timer is set to 154,152 seconds. It should arrive around January 1st, 1993. The margin of error is around 1 to 3 days, I guess. Leap year's calculation's a pain, so I ignored it. I hope she knows she's already going to have a kid by the time she receives this. Lukako's slender figure starts to tremble on top of the enter button.
いいか。起動するぞ。
Lukako looks at me with tears in his eyes, then nods faintly. The discharge phenomenon soon occurs. Lukako flinches and takes a step back, but then I see determination flare in his eyes. He sets his jaw and pushes the enter button. A wave of dizziness hits me again. I place a hand on the table to support myself. The dizziness slowly fades. Little by little, color returns to the world. Reading Steiner activated again. Did the world line change? I look around the room. Unlike what happened with Moeka, Lukako's still here. He blushes when he notices my stare.
岡部さん、そんなに見ないでください。
I fold my arms and tilt my head. Lukako's appearance hasn't changed a bit. I'm paying particular attention to his chest, and his chest, and his chest. As a guy, it's natural for him to have no breasts. But if he's a girl now, then that's a different story. That washboard isn't tiny breast level, it's no breast level.
Different. But I remember everything. Does that mean...
I don't know anyone who would go out in that.
Sure, why not? It's comfy enough. In fact, I think you'd look really cute in this, Ruka. Who, me?
Dude or not?
Oh, real nice. Keep your eyes on the face, mister.
I was doing research. Now what? I can't ask if Ruka's a girl. Poor thing would probably faint. I guess the text didn't work?
Dude, stop.
これは失敗か。
So, the eat lots of vegetables to give birth to a girl thing Kurisu talked about was nothing but fringe science. What kind of scientist believes in such a flimsy theory anyway?
失敗って何が？
Everyone, including Lukako, looks at me in confusion.
何って、お前たち揃いも揃ってボケているのか？たった今この電話レンジカッコ仮で。
I slap a hand over my mouth. Ow! As soon as I start talking. That was careless of me. As our previous experiments proved, the activation of reading Steiner means the world line has changed. And I'm the only one who carries his memories through the change. Nobody else here knows what we did.
いや、なんでもない。
Afterwards, Mayuri and Lukako happily go out shopping for lunch at a neighborhood convenience store.
クリスティーナよ。一つ聞きたいのだが、ルカ子は。
今度はどんな変態的行為を考えてるんだ。あんたたち変態コンビは油断も隙もないな。
Gosh, so
変態
mad.
コンビじゃねえ。僕たちは変態紳士コンビだ。
どうでもいい。ほんと、どうでもいい。
Oh, no, didn't mean to scroll the scroll wheel. Go away. I can't ask now. It's really annoying that no one remembers. I don't want to think about how Kursu might react if I suddenly ask, Is Lukako a girl? I should wait until I can get Lukako alone, and then check then. Sure. But considering how his appearance hasn't changed at all, it's very unlikely that the sex change failed. It's very likely that it failed. In that case, what did Lukako's dmail change? It's just like the Moeka experiment. The result is different from what we expected. The real problem is that we have no control. After I leave the lab, I head to May Queen Nyan Nyan to think. Daru sits in front of me, waiting impatiently for Ferris to bring our order.
ダルよ。D メールについてどう思う？
すごいような、すごくないような。
すごくないと思った理由は？
フェイリスタンとのライネット勝負の結果を改変できなかったお。
Now that's a selfish reason.
何度かの実験で分かったが、D メールの精度はまだ信頼できるレベルには達していない。運の要素が絡んでくるのは装置としては欠陥だ。もっと送り手側がコントロールできるようにならなければ、実用性が低いままのガラクタに終わる。
For starters, there's the problem of how I'm the only one who can recognize the changes. Without my special power, we wouldn't even be able to check the results of the experiment. Ridiculous.
確かに結果出てないよな。ロト6当てるって件は
Don't
どう
feel
なっ
like
た
talking to Daru. Gonna check message. From Mayuri. So, you want to cosplay as Warrior from the Sengoku period? Alright. Mayushi will work extra hard to have something for Winter Kamima. I know you'll be popular with the girls. I'm not sure how to feel about that. What? Mayuri, don't tell me you plan to sell me out to the enemy! And I think I'm going to take a break right there. I'm going to make one more episode just because I'm going to be gone on a trip this weekend. So I won't have time to make another one in time. So I'm going to make this ahead of time. But, hope you guys are enjoying. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time for more Maid Queen cafes and weird guys that want to be girls. Bye! Hey guys, so I'm actually working on the next episode right now. But I realized I forgot to look at some of the tips for last time. So I'm just going to cut this in really quick. And, if there's any new tips, then congratulations. So, pager, an early method of receiving wireless messages. Service in Japan started around 1968. After support for text data was added in the 1990s, pages grew in popularity among high school girls. However, pages were soon replaced by cellular phones. Pager service was terminated in 2007. Alright, and yep, that was all there was. So, anyway, this is the real end of the video. Thanks for watching.